Triumph Thruxton is one of the most illustrious models in the British marque's great history, starting life in the 60s as a homologated cafe racer version of the T120 Bonneville. While the Thruxton badge was revived in 2004, the bike offered more show than go, something that can't be said of this next generation Thruxton, which is sportier, more focused and all new for 2016. Although the main frame and mechanicals are borrowed from the Bonneville T120, the Thruxton looks and feels like a smaller, more nimble motorcycle. The tank does without those rubberized knee pads and appears slimmer. The rake angle of the front forks is more upright to make the steering sharper. The front wheel is actually smaller and substitutes the retro-inspired rubber in favour of wider performance tyres. Plus, thanks in part to this new shorter swing arm made in aluminium instead of steel, the bike's 21 kilograms lighter. Just like the Bonneville, there are so many retro-inspired design details on here that are gorgeous to look at. From the polished top yoke and reverse cone megaphone exhausts, right through to these bar-end mirrors and clip-ons that are still pretty good for lock-to-lock to aid manoeuvrability. I even love this Monza-inspired fuel filler cap, complete with a lock. The regular Thruxton features Kayaba front suspension and Nissin brakes, but speccing this Thruxton R version is a total no-brainer because it comes complete with far superior Showa big piston front forks. You've got Öhlins fully adjustable rear shocks, plus 4-pot radially mounted calipers. Not to mention this beautiful stainless steel tank strap and a body-coloured seat hump. There's no heated grips or centre stand, but the twin dials are very clear and easy to read and they're full of information, including a fuel range indicator. There's also a USB charger underneath the seat. The standard fit single seat is taller than the Bonneville and the angle is canted quite aggressively forward for a greater sense of occasion. There are no such complaints about the engine, which Triumph brands its high power version of a modern 1200cc liquid-cooled parallel twin, but here the cylinder heads have been skimmed to improve the compression ratio that helps boost performance to 96 brake horsepower and nearly 83 pounds-foot of torque.
Where the Bonneville T120 feels like an homage to those good old days of motorcycling, the Thruxton R is a totally modern interpretation that's closer in spirit and dynamic ability to BMW's R9T than it is any successor to the previous generation Thruxton. They really are that different. The suspension is noticeably firm, but the level of damping and control is better here than I've sampled on any other Bonnie. It just seems to compose and settle the bike very quickly, even on really firm and bumpy stuff. It turns in eagerly with plenty of ground clearance thanks to these pegs being nice and out the way. And the engine too feels slightly different in character. Yes, it's still torquey and the power delivery is wonderfully smooth, but it now has a more usable top end. It doesn't just turn the taps off when you go beyond 5,000 RPM. It wants you to explore the upper limits of that rev range and enjoy punching through the 6-speed gearbox. Triumph has really extended the ability of this bike. If you were thinking about a Thruxton as a Sunday best plaything, then undoubtedly you would feel £1 million on this thing, but you'd also only be tapping into a fraction of this bike's ability.
The Triumph Thruxton R is quite comfortably the highlight of the modern Bonneville family. It offers the best mix of classic inspiration with modern performance to finally create a retro that has the riding experience to equal the looks. If you enjoyed watching this video, please click the button below to subscribe to our YouTube channel. or you can leave us your comments and let us know what you think.